Have you ever felt like you're caught in a game where you're the one giving all the effort, but he's the one controlling the game? It's frustrating, isn't it? Well, if you're tired of being on the losing side and want to take control back, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're going to talk about 12 powerful ways to outsmart any man who's playing games with your heart. From reading his subtle signs to setting your own boundaries, we'll cover everything you need to know to flip the script and make him chase you, not the other way around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stop wasting your time and energy on someone who isn't playing fair. If you're ready to stop being a pawn in his game and start taking control, make sure to watch till the end. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more tips on love, relationships, and everything in between. It's time to stop playing by his rules and start playing by yours. You won't want to miss this. So, now you know how to spot those games and take control back in your hands. It's all about setting your own boundaries, staying true to yourself, and not letting anyone mess with your heart. You deserve to be treated with respect, and now you have the tools to make sure that happens. If you want to stop playing these games and start seeing real, genuine love, it's time to take action. Trust yourself, value your time, and know that you have the power to make any man work for your heart. You don't need to settle for less than what you deserve. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with anyone who needs it, and subscribe for more advice on love and relationships. Let me know in the comments which tip you're going to try first. Keep your heart safe, and remember, you are always in control. See you in the next video. Number 1. No more mixed signals. One of the most frustrating things that can happen in a relationship is dealing with mixed signals. When a man plays games with your heart, he'll often send messages that are unclear, leaving you guessing about his true feelings. Mixed signals can be confusing because one day he's all over you, and the next he's distant and cold. The key to outsmarting a man who plays these games is recognizing when he's sending mixed signals. This will help you avoid getting emotionally attached to someone who isn't offering you the same level of commitment. If his actions don't match his words, it's time to take a step back and reassess the situation. Sometimes, men send mixed signals because they are unsure of their own feelings, or they want to keep you interested without committing. It's important to set your own emotional boundaries. Instead of constantly seeking validation or trying to figure out his intentions, focus on your own life. When you stop playing into the mixed signal game, you'll notice that the relationship dynamic changes. Don't allow someone to keep you in a state of uncertainty. Be clear about what you want from the relationship and communicate those desires. If he's playing games, he'll either step up or walk away. Either way, you win because you're no longer wasting time on uncertainty. Number 2. Mastering emotional boundaries. When dealing with someone who is playing games with your heart, emotional boundaries become crucial. Boundaries protect your heart and well-being. Without boundaries, you might find yourself caught in a cycle of emotional manipulation. A man who isn't clear about his feelings will often test your limits to see how much he can get away with. He may push you to open up too quickly, or create situations where you feel obligated to give more than you're comfortable with. In these cases, mastering emotional boundaries is essential to prevent being hurt. Set clear limits on what behaviors you will tolerate. This can include how often you'll communicate, how much time you'll invest, and how much emotional energy you're willing to give. Don't be afraid to say no when something doesn't sit right with you. You should never feel like you're giving more than you're receiving emotionally. Respect your own feelings and needs. If someone is truly interested in you, they will understand and respect your boundaries. If they don't, they're not the right person for you, and it's important to walk away before things get more complicated. Number 3. Recognize the manipulation. Manipulation is one of the most common tactics used by someone who's playing games with your heart. It can come in many forms, from guilt trips to gaslighting, and it's essential to recognize when you're being manipulated. A man who manipulates you may make you feel responsible for his emotions, or make you feel guilty for having your own needs. He might twist situations to make it seem like you're the one in the wrong, even when you're just expressing yourself honestly. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step in protecting yourself. To outsmart manipulation, you need to become self-aware. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. A manipulative person will often try to control the narrative and make you doubt yourself. When this happens, step back and take a moment to assess the situation from a logical point of view. Learn to separate your emotions from his tactics. Don't let his words or actions make you second-guess your feelings. The more you learn to identify manipulation, the better equipped you'll be to handle situations with clarity and confidence. Number 4. Stop chasing, start attracting. One of the biggest mistakes people make when someone is playing games with their heart is chasing the person who isn't giving them the same level of attention or affection in return. Chasing after someone who is emotionally unavailable or playing games with your feelings will only lead to frustration and heartbreak. Instead of constantly pursuing him, focus on attracting him. This doesn't mean playing hard to get or using tactics to make him jealous. It's about shifting your mindset. When you stop chasing someone, you stop giving them all your emotional energy. Instead, you invest that energy in yourself, your passions, and your goals. When a man sees that you're living a fulfilling life, he will become more interested in pursuing you. The key is not to put all your emotional eggs in one basket. Keep your independence, and don't allow someone's behavior to dictate how you feel about yourself. Men are naturally drawn to women who are confident and self-sufficient. When you stop chasing them, you create a space where they can come to you if they're genuinely interested. If they don't pursue you, it means they weren't worth your time in the first place. Number 5. The silent power move. Silence can be one of the most powerful tools in any relationship, especially when dealing with someone who plays games with your heart. The silent power move is about choosing not to respond immediately or react impulsively to a man's behavior. When a man is playing games, he may expect an immediate reaction from you, whether it's in the form of text messages, calls, or attention. The silent power move is about holding back your response. It's not about ignoring him out of spite. It's about taking control of your emotions and not allowing his behavior to trigger an automatic response from you. This technique can leave him wondering why you're not reacting the way he expects. It can create a sense of mystery and intrigue. The key is to stop seeking validation from his actions. When you become less reactive, you give yourself the power to choose how you respond, rather than reacting based on emotion. The silent power move gives you the ability to protect your heart and energy while maintaining control over the situation. It's one of the most effective ways to outsmart someone who is trying to manipulate or play games with your feelings. Number 6. Cutting off the emotional roller coaster. Emotional highs and lows are a classic sign that a man is playing games with your heart. One moment, he might be showering you with affection, and the next, he's distant and unresponsive. This emotional roller coaster is exhausting and can leave you feeling confused and unsure of where you stand. To outsmart this behavior, you need to stop getting caught up in the highs and lows. When you allow yourself to get too invested in the emotional extremes, you lose control of your own feelings. The key is to create emotional stability for yourself. Instead of reacting to every shift in his behavior, focus on maintaining your own sense of calm. Understand that his actions are a reflection of him, not you. Don't let his emotional roller coaster dictate how you feel. By staying grounded and emotionally stable, you can avoid getting swept up in the games he's playing. If a man is constantly keeping you on an emotional roller coaster, it's time to evaluate whether this is a healthy dynamic. A relationship should bring you peace and stability, not constant confusion and turmoil. It's important to set limits and recognize when it's time to walk away from someone who isn't giving you the consistency and emotional support you deserve. Number 7. Stop playing by his rules. When a man is playing games with your heart, he often expects you to follow his rules. This could mean responding to his texts on his schedule, giving him more attention when he demands it, or simply letting him dictate the pace of the relationship. To outsmart this behavior, you need to stop playing by his rules and start setting your own. When you stop letting someone else dictate the terms of your relationship, you regain control over your time, energy, and emotions. It's important to create your own boundaries and refuse to engage in a one-sided relationship where you're the one always adjusting. It's crucial to establish that you have your own priorities, and these priorities are non-negotiable. If you're constantly adjusting to fit into his world without him considering your needs, you'll only end up feeling drained and unappreciated. By making it clear that you won't follow his games, you put the power back in your hands. Men respect women who know what they want and are willing to stand their ground. When you stop playing by his rules, you show that you're a person with self-worth who won't settle for less than you deserve. Number 8. How to spot emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is a subtle but powerful tactic used by many people who play games with others' hearts. It may not always be obvious, but the signs are there if you know what to look for. Emotional manipulation often involves tactics like guilt-tripping, playing the victim, or making you feel responsible for their feelings. One common form of emotional manipulation is when a man tries to make you feel guilty for not giving him attention or not prioritizing him above other aspects of your life. He might say things like, "If you really cared about me, you'd do this for me." When this happens, it's important to step back and realize that his emotions are his responsibility, not yours. Another tactic is gaslighting, where he makes you question your own reality. If he consistently denies things he's said or done, or makes you feel like you're overreacting when you express concerns, he is manipulating the situation to keep you off balance. To outsmart emotional manipulation, trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, take a step back and look at the situation objectively. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding, not manipulation. When you spot these behaviors early, you can protect yourself from getting too emotionally involved. Number 9. Value yourself. First, one of the most important ways to outsmart a man who is playing games with your heart is to value yourself first. This means recognizing your own worth and understanding that you deserve respect, love, and attention. When you value yourself, you're not willing to settle for less than you deserve. A man who plays games with your heart will often try to convince you that you're lucky to have his attention, or that you're too demanding when you ask for respect. However, when you truly value yourself, you won't tolerate these behaviors. Loving yourself first means setting clear standards for how you expect to be treated. It means knowing when to walk away from a situation that doesn't serve you, and recognizing when it's time to move on. When you value yourself, you create a mindset of abundance. You know that there are other people out there who will treat you with the love and respect you deserve. Number 10. Taking control of the situation. If you find yourself constantly caught up in emotional games, it's time to take control of the situation. Taking control means no longer letting the other person dictate how you feel or what you invest emotionally. You are the one who has the power to decide how much time, energy, and effort you want to put into any relationship. When a man is playing games with your heart, he might test your boundaries to see how much he can get away with. He might try to make you feel guilty for not prioritizing him, or make you feel like you're the one in the wrong for having boundaries. This is when you need to take charge. Number 11. Setting clear expectations. Setting clear expectations is a vital way to outsmart a man who is playing games with your heart. If you want something more from the relationship, whether it's commitment, honesty, or respect, it's important to communicate those expectations up front. Often, people who play games with others' hearts do so because they feel no pressure or accountability. If you don't make it clear what you want, they may assume that you're okay with casual games. By setting clear expectations, you make it known what you're looking for and what you're not willing to accept. Number 12. The art of detachment. Sometimes, the best way to outsmart a man who is playing games with your heart is to detach emotionally. This doesn't mean being cold or unkind. It simply means learning to not invest your emotions in someone who isn't treating you with the respect and love you deserve. One of the key aspects of emotional detachment is not allowing your happiness to depend on someone else. When you detach, you focus on yourself, your goals, your passions, and your personal growth. You stop waiting for a text or call, and you no longer feel anxious when he doesn't respond. The art of detachment also helps you avoid becoming too invested in someone who isn't emotionally available. It allows you to maintain your own peace of mind while protecting your heart. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It simply means you stop allowing someone's behavior to control how you feel about yourself.